just east of Stanton, Texas, checking out these trains that are passing each other. One going one direction, the other going the other direction. Zoomed in about as much as I can zoom in, actually. They are miles long, buddy. I mean, that train in back behind that other train is probably 5 miles long if it's an inch. It's huge. Just to give you a perspective, this is the Permian Basin. Had to go over a little mountain range to get here. And it's been steady up and up and up ever since. Way back there in the distance, you can see those windmills. I don't know if you can see them on this. That's Big Spring, probably about 15, maybe 20 miles back. And that train is still going. The one in the back has stopped now, waiting for the other one to pass. There's a lot of trains out here, buddy. This is how they move everything. That and the freeway. See the house going by? They've had to go around me a bunch of times today. Then a couple of big houses go past me. I was coming up some of the hills. There's some really big hills out here. Like I said, all them windmills back over that way. I don't know if you can even see them in this because they're a long ways off, but they're huge, and they're sitting on top of a mountain. That's one of the main reasons you can see them from here, because they're way up in the air. And I'm at a picnic area, like I said, just outside Stanton, Texas, which is between Big Spring and Midland. There goes that train. It has ended. Now the other train in the back will start going. It's going the other direction. I don't know if you can even see the train. Because it's a ways off. It's probably at least 2 miles away. But you can see a long ways out here. Like I said, those windmills on the horizon back toward the east, northeast, they're about 20 miles away. And they're up on a mountain. That's the only reason that you can see them. If they weren't on a mountain, you wouldn't be able to see them because the horizon's about, 14 miles or something like that. This is prime oil country. Off over in that direction, you can see some tanks that collecting oil from the various wells in the area. Over there's some more. There's wells all over here. There's a well over there that's pumping. Now you can kind of see the train better in the background. They have those shipping containers stocked up so that there's one on top of another. That's why they're so tall. And going over the bridges that go over the railroad tracks is quite an ordeal because they're very tall as well. Probably 40 or 50 feet at least of clearance from the railroad tracks. So that means the bridge has to be about 60 feet high, which is roughly triple what a normal overpass is. Now this seems like flat land, and it is fairly flat, but it's uphill. It's pretty much uphill the whole way going west. Now that train's starting to move again. Yeah, it looks flat, but it's not flat. It's a steady uphill. Off in that direction is higher than in that direction, and it's uphill the whole way. Probably at about 2,600 feet right now. I had to go over a ridge to get out of Big Spring. It was 2,750 feet, which is the elevation of Midland, Texas. And I'm about 20 miles northeast of Midland right now. I've got to stop in Midland to go to a bicycle shop, Peyton's bicycle shop, to pick up some tires that the factory sent me for the trailer rig, which is sitting over here in the shade cooling off. It's about 105 in the shade right now. It's a nice breeze though, so it doesn't feel quite as hot as it is. It's 105 degrees in the shade. In the sun, it's about 115 on the pavement. I've got a 5-gallon water jug right there. Underneath that straw hat. That's my shade for it. It's that crate that's got the first aid box, the blue box mounted on it. That's my water jug. And it's full, well, almost full right now. It's got about 2 quarts gone out of it, but it's about 4.5 gallons of water right now. And then I've got an emergency jug that's up there. It holds about a quart and a half. And another jug on the bicycle itself, on the crossbar, and that's about a quart. And my big jug, it's got about a half gallon in it. I just got done filling it when I was under the bridge. About 2-3 miles down the road, I stopped for a lunch break. And shortly after that, I was stopped by a state trooper and had my ID checked again. Seems like they like to do that. That's a long, long train. Here's the end of it. Right there. It's probably 6 miles long. They have 5 engines pulling it. And it's got an engine in the back pushing it. So that's 6 engines total. So there's 1 engine per mile of train. Like I said, the shipping containers are stacked double. They're the size of a semi-truck trailer, and they're stacked on top of each other. And the plain looks so empty once the train disappears. There's very few trees out here. Where there are trees, they're little tiny mesquite trees. Except for these junipers. There's junipers out here. These were planted by people though. Those are not normally found here. They do well in the drought conditions though, so that's why they plant them. They stay green year round and don't take much water. And that's east. That's looking back toward Big Spring. Big Spring is where all those huge windmills are. And they're about 20 miles off. Almost 20 miles. And looking over that way, that's where Stanton is. I think it's where there's some big towers over there. I think they're lights or something. Maybe radio towers. But that's where Stanton is. I'm about probably 3 miles, maybe 5 miles outside of Stanton. And then it's another 20 miles to Midland. So I may try to make it there tonight. It's a lot easier to make the miles in the dark because it's so much cooler. It's supposed to cool off next week though. It's supposed to cool down to the 50s at night and upper 70s, lower 80s during the day. That'll be nice. Be a lot better than this 105 degree stuff, but I've got to get used to the 105 degree stuff because I'm fixing to go into a 200 mile stretch of desert between Pecos and El Paso, and it's going to be a hot one there. Plus it's uphill the whole way too, just like this route pretty much. Once I get on 10, it's uphill all the way to El Paso, and then it starts to go down as it goes into New Mexico, and it goes down for a little ways, and then it goes back up again where it goes over the Continental Divide to the east of Deming, New Mexico. There's only 3 towns that I'll be going through in New Mexico. Las Cruces and Deming and Lordsburg. Only 3 towns in about a 200 mile stretch. Look at this fly licking the salt off of me. This silly thing. I get kind of frosted looking when I sweat. Here, I'll show it to you in the sunlight. I don't know if you can see it there, but I've got like frosting on me. It's salt and the sweat. I don't know if you can see it or not, because I can't see it. I can't see it in the screen. The sunlight's too bright. I can't see the screen. But anyway, I'll give you a shot of me. This is home in the desert. And let my old beard grow. But anyway, that's a little taste of the Permian Basin. I hope you like it. Thanks for joining me on the PanAmerica BlogRide.